biggest trends that are breaking the internet today. From season 18 of IPL kick-starting today, where Kolkata is taking on Bengaluru, to a ballness cure camp that went wrong, leaving people ill. We've also got you covered as we're touching down on the unfortunate Colonel assault case in which outrage still continues. Not just that, US President Donald Trump, who's announced to pay overtime to NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore from his own pocket. Boxing legend George Foreman, who is known for his powerful punches and larger-than-life personality, unfortunately died at the age of 76. We'll also get you chilling details of the deadly Meerut affair. This and a lot more that is packed into tonight's show. Let's get you started with what's trending today, this evening. Top trending story, defending champion Kolkata Knight Riders will lock horns with Royal Challengers Bengaluru in the iconic Eden Gardens Stadium. Both the teams will be led by two new captains, Ajinkya Rahane and Rajat Patidar. Rain threat looms large on the KKR versus RCB clash. Both sides will share 1 point each if the game is washed out. My colleague Ankit Banerjee, who also spoke to Atul Vasan, former Indian cricketer, to get his expert insights on the IPL opener. Listen in. We'll try and play out Atul Vasan's interview at a later point, but KKR has always had an upper hand over RCB. As far as all their matches in the Indian Premier League is concerned, RCB has relished the luxury of having big hitters in their ranks, whereas KKR is known to follow the mantra, spin to win. RCB and KKR have faced each other in 34 IPL games across 17 seasons. KKR has continued to stamp their dominance on RCB with 20 victories, whereas Bengaluru has outplayed Kolkata only 14 times. Heading into the 18th season, Virat Kohli continues to wait for his maiden IPL title. Will RCB's number 18 end this season? Will an IPL trophy, or will KKR's mystery spinners Narayan and Chakravarti win it for the men in purple? And we'll also head to Shane for the latest insights on the IPL opener for its 18th season. We'll continue to get you more voices. The Kolkata versus Bengaluru match that is expected to be a nail-biting thriller. The toss was won and there has been plenty of downpour, which has been a matter of concern. In Kolkata, the pitch will have a lot of moisture, is certainly what is on the players' minds. The conditions are going to be partially overcast and the ball will zip around in the initial few overs, is what experts say. The turf at the Eden Gardens has had a history of being a batting paradise. It is expected to be an even contest, between the bat and the ball, and it will all boil down to which team holds its nerves better. And before we cut across to the digital sports desk, that interview with Atul Vasan to dive into what's expected in IPL 2025. Listen in.
Cricket usually unites Indians, but for the next 2.5 months, it's going to divide Indians. It's time for the Indian Premier League. And whom do we have for the curtain raiser? Yes, It is defending champions Kolkata Knight Riders taking on probably the most popular team in the history of IPL, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, and the stage is set. Eden Gardens it is going to be where the match is going to take place. We are going to preview the match over here, and for that we have with us none other than former India cricketer Atul Vasan joining us on Republic World. Welcome, Atul.
Thank you.
So yes, it's the start of a new season. Of course, the excitement is palpable. Also, what is interesting is that both the franchisees, they have new captains. There is a Ajinkya Rahane and there is a Rajat Patidar. How do you look at this matchup, the two captains, and also how do you see the two sides stack up? Atul.
See, I am also looking forward to it, but you know the hype is mind-boggling. We just finished Champions Trophy, and India has become the champion. Suddenly, we have moved to IPL and these matchups and all. I'm not a big fan of first of all captaincy, the importance of captaincy placed in IPL in T20 format as such, and also that these matchups, you know, because it's just sometimes crunching numbers and just to justify big data. But having said that, this IPL has become like a part of our calendar. You know, it's like Diwali comes around, Christmas comes around, and IPL comes around, and people get into this fervor of. It's not the cricket. When we go and watch an IPL match in the ground, it's not for the cricket. You just go there for the ambience and the atmosphere and the hype. And when you start, you know, it's brought this certain segment of people who are not fans of cricket, and just because of this product, they've become fans of cricket. So I am all for it. Having said that, you know, there's a big monkey on the back of Virat Kohli because 18 saal ho gaye, he's not one. And all I can hear, all I can see, the memes and everything, everywhere I look, there is something about Virat Kohli and some in jest also.
Isn't that bound to happen?
Got everything in the world.
He's probably the biggest cricketer of the generation, the era.
Yes, and you know, and then this just extra importance of people thinking that IPL is going to complete the life for him.
And on to our next trending story, a shocking and bizarre case that emerged from Punjab Sangrur. What was supposed to be a miracle cure turned into a medical nightmare. A so-called hair regrowth camp that claimed to bring back lost hair, and that in just a few days. While it sounded very interesting, hundreds who thought the same, and the organizers even ran an aggressive social media campaign luring in desperate men looking for a quick fix. But what happened next was beyond horrifying. Close to 65 people who developed severe eye infections after applying that quote-unquote miracle oil they were given at the camp that was held at Mata Kali Devi temple. Their eyes became swollen, inflamed and extremely painful, many of them who are now hospitalized. Joining us on the show tonight, Baldev Singh, who is the father of one of the victims. Baldev जी, हमसे बात करने का बहुत शुक्रिया. बताइए किस तरह से ये ऐड आया था और सभी को लगा कि उनके बाल उग जाएंगे, उनके लिए ये वर्क करेगा, पर उल्टा ही पड़ गया.
आपका धन्यवाद, मुझे आपने इस बातचीत में शामिल किया. मैं थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ कर दूं कि ऐसे जितने भी इंसिडेंट होते हैं, इनके पीछे कुछ अभिनेता, राजनेता, कुछ गायक या जो सेलिब्रिटी हैं, उनका हाथ होता है ज्यादातर. सो ये कैंप जो लगा था, इसके पीछे भी हमारे पंजाब के एक गायक हैं और फिल्मी एक्टर हैं. उन्होंने ये 16 मार्च को लगा था ये कैंप, तो उन्होंने उससे पहले 5-7 दिन एक वीडियो डाली उस गायक और एक्टर ने कि यहाँ इतनी तारीख को एक कैंप लग रहा है जिसमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा नौजवान जो भी हैं जिनके सर पे ऊपर बाल नहीं है, गंजे लोग इकट्ठे हों, तो उनको जेल दिया जाएगा और उस जेल से जो है आपके गंजे सर पे बाल आ जाएंगे. तो इसी को देखकर मेरे बेटे ने भी किसी से बात की, तो उसके सर पे बाल नहीं है तो कम है, तो मेरा बेटा भी उस कैंप में चला गया और वो जेल लगवाई कोई तकरीबन 4 बजे दिन के 16 मार्च को. और जब वो घर आया 1 घंटे के बाद, वो रोता चलाते आ रहा था, आंखें पकड़ के आ रहा था, और उसने मुझे बताया कि ऐसे ऐसे करके भी मैं एक कैंप में गया था, उन्होंने मेरे जेल लगाई और जेल धोने से जब मैंने, वो बोलते कि लगाने के बाद 10 मिनट इसको धो लो, तो जब मैंने धोया तो वो जो केमिकल्स थे उसमें जो भी वो लगाया था वो आंखों में चला गया और जिसकी वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम आई. मैं उसको हॉस्पिटल ले गया. जब मैं हॉस्पिटल लेके गया तो उससे पहले वहां 8-10 पेशेंट और थे. तो वो सभी चिल्ला रहे थे, रो रहे थे, पीट रहे थे कि ये क्या हो गया। सो ये इंसिडेंट था जी उस दिन का।
जी बलदेव जी, धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। And time now to take you through all the hot trends in a zippy wheel. In defiance of a warning from Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan pertaining to a crackdown on street terror, thousands of protesters joined a march in Istanbul in support of the city's arrested Mayor Ekrem. The arrest that took place days before he was about to announce his 2028 presidential run. Opposition leader Ozgur Özel, who said that more than 3 lakh people had joined protests across Istanbul. As far as rare honours go, former Indian cricketer R. Ashwin is surely on that list. In a council meeting of the GCC, Mayor R. Priya, who proposed the move to rename Ramakrishnapuram First Street and West Mambalam, Chennai to Ravichandran Ashwin Street for his contributions and services to the nation in the field of cricket. In a warning to save the planet's glaciers, United Nations informed that all 19 of the world's glacier regions experienced a net loss of mass in 2024 for the third consecutive year. It's now being considered a matter of survival. In an act of disrespect, 2 tourists were caught on camera climbing Mexico's sacred El Castillo pyramid. In a backdrop, shouts, sacrifice and boo is quite evident. Witnesses at the UNESCO World Heritage Site have disclosed that a 38-year-old German tourist was physically confronted by the outraged crowd after security removed him, post receiving a blow on the head. US President Donald Trump has announced that he would pay the overtime for astronauts Barry Wilmore and Sunita Williams, who returned from a 9-month space mission that was intended to last 8 days. This comes after Trump was informed that Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore have not received overtime pay for their extended stay at the space station, despite being entitled to $5 a day, totaling to $1,430 for 286 days.
The 2 astronauts that you just helped save from space, they didn't get any overtime pay for all that extra time. They got $5 a day per diem. For 286 days, that is $1,430 in extra pay. Is there anything the administration can do to make them whole?
Well, nobody's ever mentioned this to me. If I have to, I'll pay it out of my own pocket, okay? I'll get it for you.
Mr. President,
I like that.
Mr. President,
I'll pay it right out of my, is that all? That's not a lot. For what they had to go through.
US President Donald Trump thanked Elon Musk for helping with the safe return of stranded NASA astronauts, while even suggesting he was unaware what they'd do with the billionaire Doge without the billionaire Doge's head.
And I want to thank Elon Musk, by the way, because think if we don't have him. You know, there's only so long, even though they're in the capsule up there, that the body starts to deteriorate after 9 or 10 months and gets really bad after 14, 15 months with the bones and the blood and all the things that you've been reporting on very well. And if we don't have Elon, they could be up there a long time. Who else is going to get him? And I just want to thank him. He's going through a lot.
President Donald Trump awarded Boeing the contract to build the U.S. Air Force's most sophisticated fighter jet yet. This gave the company a much-needed win and boosted its shares. The Next Generation Air Dominance program will replace Lockheed Martin's F-22 Raptor with a crewed aircraft built to enter combat alongside drones.
At my direction, the United States Air Force is moving forward with the world's first sixth-generation fighter jet. Number sixth generation. Nothing in the world comes even close to it. And it'll be known as the F-47. The generals picked a title after a rigorous and thorough competition between some of America's top aerospace companies. The Air Force is going to be awarding the contract for the next generation air dominance platform to Boeing.
The iconic bluebird logo that once adorned Twitter's San Francisco headquarters had been auctioned for 30 lakh rupees months after Elon Musk rebranded the platform to X. Former RCB player AB de Villiers gave his verdict for the top 4 teams that can make it to the playoffs of IPL 2025 season. Interestingly, the South African great omitted one of the most successful teams in IPL history, CSK. Meanwhile, de Villiers thinks Mumbai Indians, Kolkata Knight Riders, Gujarat Titans and Royal Challengers Bengaluru can make it to the IPL playoffs. To the next trending story, latest IMF data that has revealed that India has outpaced the entire world when it comes to GDP growth. In fact, India's GDP that stood at 2.1 trillion USD in 2015 now stands at a whopping 4.3 trillion USD. This is a 100% jump. The internet has reacted very strongly on this major achievement. As I go across to Pranav Kulkarni for further details on this huge achievement. Pranav. All right, not too sure if Pranav is still connected with us from the digital floor, but yes, we are putting out those numbers of India's 100% GDP growth in the last decade that has stunned the entire world. India, that stood at $2.1 trillion in 2015, now stands at $4.3 trillion, which is a 105% jump. The US, in fact, stood at $18.3 trillion in 2015, jumped to $30.3 trillion in 2025, which is 66%. China at $11.1 trillion in 2015, jumped to $19.5 trillion in 2025, which is a 76% change. So all in all, if you compare the numbers, India, that supersedes not just China, but even the US, Germany, Japan, UK, those are the numbers on your screens. Germany at $3.4 trillion in 2015 has jumped to $4.9 trillion. That's a 44% change. Japan stands the same. It is status quo at $4.4 trillion in 2015, which is the same that they have maintained even in 2025. And United Kingdom that saw that change, but India that has stunned the entire world, as in the last 10 years itself, it has doubled its GDP, 100% GDP growth that India has witnessed. And just with the kind of jump, India has now left China, United States, Germany, UK and Japan behind. big trending story that the internet is talking about. Yes, it's a huge twist in the Disha Salian case after Disha Salian's father, who had filed that petition in the Bombay High Court in the latest. It is a statement that is made by BJP's Narayan Rane. In fact, in a significant move, the lawyer had formally demanded all the case-related documents from the Malwani police. The request that raised serious concerns over procedural lapses, suppression of evidence and an alleged cover-up in the high-profile case linked to Bollywood and political circles. Shravan Sen joining us live on the broadcast. Shravan, quite unexpected lines given the fact that Disha's father filed this petition in the Bombay High Court, and while we have been tracking the kind of responses that comes across party lines, what are you learning with the tempering of evidence in this case?
Well, in fact, we're talking about another stakeholder in this entire case. That's the Mumbai police. The role of the Mumbai police, Suresh, has now come under the cloud simply because at that point in time, the Mumbai police, which was being headed by Parambir Singh. And today you have Disha Salian's father making this allegation that he suspects foul play, making the allegation further that perhaps this investigation wasn't done in a proper manner and the Mumbai police was in a tearing hurry to basically drop this as a case of suicide, which the father, in a petition that has been filed before the Bombay High Court, has basically alleged that there could be a possibility, the involvement of a top politician. In fact, he's demanded the custodial interrogation of Aditya Thackeray. What we are given to understand, the latest development being that they have now sought documents from the Malwani police station. That's the local police jurisdiction where this case has actually taken place. They're demanding a thorough investigation looking into the role of Mumbai police officers.
Shravan, continue talking to us because this is critical. In fact, their exclusive interview where Satish Salian spoke to Arnav Goswami and said that the truth will be out in less than 2 weeks. There is proof.
Well, in fact, Suresh, let me just quickly recap for our viewers all the developments that have taken place in the last few hours. This afternoon, you have former Union Minister Narayan Rane levelling a direct charge at the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, saying that he received a call from Uddhav Thackeray and he had requested Narayan Rane not to take the name of any politician. In fact, he also referred to the fact that do not take the name of his son. And that is the reason why there is another sensational twist to this entire case, with the Mumbai police also, as I mentioned a short while back, has now come under the scanner, perhaps with certain BJP leaders now demanding that Parambir Singh, the former Mumbai police commissioner, should also be questioned.
All right, Shravan, many thanks for getting us the latest details. Of course, we wait and watch how this case now proceeds, given a can of worms that are tumbling out with the various statements coming in. And yes, as I say goodbye, I leave you with these pictures of the brave heart of the Indian Army who stood tall amidst the stark expanse of the Himalayas. These are places where the winds demand resilience, but our soldiers who showed unwavering strength against our enemies. Watch this as I say goodbye.